Welcome back to Grow Joyfully Home and Garden. Today we are going to make some lemon bread. It's very delicious and really great for the upcoming holidays. Let's get started and gather all of our ingredients. I'm going to double the recipe, so we have to be very careful. We have to make sure that we get each ingredient in there twice. So we're going to go back and really be thorough and check and make sure we got everything in here. The recipe calls for 1 cup of sugar, but since we're doubling it, we have to put in 2. Time for the next ingredient. The recipe calls for 1/2 cup of shortening, but we're going to use a stick of butter. That is 1/2 cup. And so since we're doubling it, we will use 2 sticks of butter or 1 cup of butter. I put the butter in a microwave safe bowl. And I microwaved it about 25 seconds. Now, your microwave might be different than mine, so just microwave it long enough until it gets soft so you can use it, but not until it becomes very liquidy. So it's time to add that to the sugar. And then we will cream the sugar and the butter really well until it gets nice and fluffy. Make sure we get all that buttery goodness. Now we're going to cream it together very well. Okay, we have 4 eggs that are lightly beaten. Remember, we're doubling this recipe. The recipe calls for 2 eggs, but we're doubling, so we're going to go with 4. Time to add the eggs now. Now we'll incorporate the eggs really well with the creamed sugar and butter. We need to scrape down the sides so we can get the sugar, the butter, and the eggs well incorporated. We need the zest of 2 lemons. Here's the zest of 2 lemons, and we're going to add those. I think lemons make everything taste and smell better. Since I love the taste of lemon so much, I squeezed 1 lemon, and that came out to about 50 milliliters, or less than 1/4 of a cup. So I'm going to add that, and we're supposed to put in 1/2 cup of milk. Now remember, we have to double it, so it's 1 cup of milk. So it will be 1 cup of milk in total. So since this is almost 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice, we will only add just over 3/4 of a cup of milk. So we have our milk ready, but before we do that, I'm going to sift in 3 cups of flour because we're doubling it, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a teaspoon of salt. So let's get that done. It's time to sift the flour, the salt, and the baking powder together. When you sift your flour, it makes all your ingredients much fluffier and lighter. I'm going to take turns adding the flour mixture and the milk mixture. That way I think it kind of comes out better and gets more incorporated. So we'll just add some flour and a little bit of milk, and then I'll turn this loud machine on. When that gets mixed up well, we'll add some more flour and milk. Let it mix well. And more flour. And the rest of the milk. Now we're just going to let that mix really well while I prepare the pans. Look at that creamy, buttery deliciousness. Time to put it into the pans now. Because I'm short on time, I've decided to put it in cupcake papers. That way it'll cook a lot faster. And you will just cook these according to your usual directions. I usually go between 16 and 17 minutes. I'm cleaning off the paddle here. And I don't eat raw dough like a lot of people do. It's not because I'm afraid of the eggs or anything like that. It's just because it has never appealed to me. To each his own, right? We want to make sure we don't waste any of that delicious batter. I'm going to fill up the cupcake papers about 3/4 of the way. Okay, all the cups are filled up, and I thought it would be a nice touch to put a little bit of castor sugar with lemon juice and a little bit of lemon zest in it. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on the top of each cupcake. Okay, the lemon sugar is put on and it's time to pop them in the oven. Leave them in for probably at least 17 minutes at 350 degrees. Well, I think they came out just beautiful. They look really delicious. Look at that. I can't wait to bite into one. So lemony and fluffy and delicious. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for stopping by today. We'll see you on the next video. Bon appetit!